kind of tired, but I got the energy for this. So this is the Scorpio New Moon reading because today is a Scorpio New Moon. So happy New Moon to you. Happy bringing in, happy manifesting. And I have been watching this astrologer named Betsy, and she's been talking a lot about how much water energy is present. I think there's a trine with the water energy, Cancer and Mars. We have this Pisces North Node coming through, and then it's Scorpio season right now, and that means that the moon is in Scorpio, the sun is in Scorpio. And if I got any of those things wrong, I am just repeating the information that I've heard, and I could do that wrong because I'm human. But I do know and I feel the intensity of all of the water energy being present and coming through. So with the reading today, I'm going to go in order of the zodiac, starting with Scorpio, but I'm going to keep it light because I do want to be able to, give fully. And with me being able to give fully, that looks like me doing the best that I can right now and like offering the highest energy that I had. I spent a lot of time today just tending to myself, my own self-care. I washed my hair, I retwisted it, gave it this little style to just keep it intact for a little bit. So yeah, I'm feeling good. Like I'm tired, but I'm feeling good. It's not like tired, like drowsy. It's more like I know that I'm going to rest really well after this. I'm going to rest so well. So yeah, when it comes to Scorpio energy, just like I was talking about in the previous video with going into the depths, and I talk a little bit about the dreams that I've been having in the beginning of Scorpio season. I talk about I go into element. I don't do sign by sign, but I do water signs. Okay. I do water signs, fire signs, air signs, and earth signs. Like I give a reading based on that, and you can still find that live on my page. If you are interested, please go do that because this live will be specifically saved for my patrons. So thank you for being here. And I'm so excited for you. I always talk about my excitement because it's always just genuine and authentic. And I feel like the more that I say I'm excited, the more that I feel it in my body too. So there's that, like the power of the word, the power of the language, the power of what we say having an effect on what we feel and what we experience. So I'm going to be using my shamanic oracle deck. And I don't even know if I'm going to use the tarot cards, but I love how on the bottom of it we have the 10 of cups, which is this ultimate fulfillment, like wish fulfillment card. Like, yeah. Which is even supportive of the water energy that we have present with Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer all forming a trine. So there's that. I'm just going to talk about the advice that I can give you right now, as well as the perspectives that are available for this new moon. Because if you don't know, then a new moon is all about inviting in, right? It is a dark space where you can manifest and invite in, whereas the full moons are full and bright and it's time for illumination. You're not the only viewer. Jeez Louise. These things can be so annoying. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. There's that. So what I'm going to do now that the energy is cleansed out. Hi, greetings. Thank you so much for being here, all that are here and ready to receive this reading. Like I said before, happy new moon. So we're going into the advice for each sign as well as some perspectives that we can give them for this Scorpio new moon. I'm just going to be doing one card for each sign and we'll pull off the energy of that, why the card come out and things. So of course, we're going to give thanks and praise for the ability to receive and share divine insight. I'm going to give thanks for my ancestors, for my divine self, for my spirit team. All right. And I'm just grateful to be a divine channel to deliver these messages and push them out. I am so grateful for that. So as we start off with these Scorpios, let me ground my feet. I have this like thing where I've been twisting my feet up lately when I just want to just ground myself. It's a sense of comfort, but I'm just reading what's in the comments right here. All right. So for the Scorpios, the card that is coming out right now from the Shamanic Healing Oracle deck for perspective and advice is the Death card for the Scorpios. So with that coming out, it just shows a lot about what needs to end. Endings are coming through for the Scorpios. And I feel like whenever we are ending things, we are making room. We are increasing our capacity to invite in the new, the things that we actually want. And as we know, You cannot bring in old energy into a new space, old energy into a new manifestation, old ideas and concepts into something new that we want to create. So, Scorpios, the energy just looks like, what can you get rid of and how can you make peace with what you're letting go? How can you make peace with what you're letting go? And the foundation of this at the bottom, we have it's all good. It's all good. I said I was going to pull one card, but I am going to just look at the bottom for the foundation. It's all good. Everything is playing out exactly how it's supposed to. So nothing is being taken from you. Nothing is being ripped away. It's all a part of the process. It's all a part of the program. It's all happening in divine order for your highest and best good, as always. As always. Death card. Then it also makes me think about like how you view death, how you view all the different transitions that you are experiencing right now. Are you able to give yourself a blank slate? Are you able to give yourself a blank slate? And I also love how the eight comes out with Scorpio. That is, whenever I think about Scorpios, like I said in the previous video, it makes me think about the octopus and all the different tentacles and all the different ways that you can move around and adapt and even ink some people when they're in your way. The what is it called? The concept of deception when it's needed. And sometimes it's out of protection. And it also makes me think of being able to protect yourself, but allowing yourself to still be viewed, right? I think that sometimes we have this tendency to be secretive and to hold things back, but we're not looking at how that gets in the way of certain opportunities. So maybe that is something that needs to die within you. Maybe that's something that needs to transition, something that you need to let go of. This idea of secrecy, because it could be blocking some opportunities that are coming to you. Scorpio. Just listening to see if there's anything else. Next, we have Sagittarius. All right. Those, I'm going to say freedom fighters. Why did I say freedom fighters? Thank you, I guess. Let's go. The archers are the Sagittarius. What advice, perspectives are available for them during the Scorpio new moon? Let's go into Sagittarius. We have movement into balance. It makes me think about balancing your masculine and feminine energies, like your ability to shine out with your ability to go inner. Like going in to make sure you have a plan and then executing that plan on the outside is what I'm thinking about right now. And then also, if you have a tendency to neglect some of your experiences, please show me your back. What are y'all even saying right now? Get out of here. Yeah. Movement into balance. Movement into balance. What is the full picture that you're creating? Can you allow yourself access to the full picture, Sagittarius? Can you allow yourself full access to the full picture? And that looks like accepting both of your energies, inviting in the masculine energy of shining out and being powerful and all that. I mean, not to say that feminine energy is not powerful, but it's like the way that we use the powers are different, right? The way that we use our feminine power, the way that we use our masculine power are different. And also, okay, I'm going to stop with this and also because it's making me so conscious. But the way that we use the energy, we all have feminine and masculine energy inside of us. And sometimes as a woman, we may want to, you have to get out of here. This person is telling me what I need is for them to give me a quick access to the block button. Because why can't I just do that easily? Anyway, that's a part of my feminine and masculine energy. I can sit here and I can keep it calm and keep it cool, but sometimes there is action on the outside that needs to be taken. So that even makes me think about, what do you need to do to open your mouth up, right? You may be feeling some things deeply about it, Sagittarius, but what are you willing to speak on? You can feel it, but what are you willing to speak on? How are you going to bring it out? How are you going to bring it out? At the bottom of this, we have stripping illusions. So it could be your ideas of what a certain imbalance or what a certain balance may look like of your masculine and feminine energy. As I was about to say, as a woman, sometimes we may neglect to use some of our masculine energies. And as a man, we may neglect to use some of our feminine energies, not knowing that we are fully the alchemist that we are, and we can shift, we can balance it. So with stripping illusions as the foundation of this card with movement into balance, there has been a lot, it seems, that have been told to you about how things were supposed to be or how things were supposed to play out. And it even makes me think about the tumbleweed, the tumbleweed of when you're in a desert or something like that. And you kind of just, you know that something eerie has happened, or you know that there's been some type of battle. So that makes me think about the battle between the masculine and the feminine energy within you. What illusions can you strip off about what you've been told feminine energy? What illusions can you strip off about what you've been told about your masculine energy and what it has to look like? Because you are the only person in charge of what it has to look like. That's just you. And even when we talk about balance, it's more like harmonizing them. Balance doesn't always look like 50-50. Can we understand that? Can we grasp that? Balance doesn't always look like 50-50. It's harmony. So we're moving into balance, but you're finding your own way of what that balance looks like and stripping illusions along the way. Sagittarius, we are going into Capricorn now. Just making sure that I'm checking my mic. When it comes to the Capricorns and their energy, what advice, what new perspectives can we give, the Capricorns? Capricorn. We have discernment for Capricorns. Discernment. What I'm just hearing right now is like what you're working towards. Do you really got to work that hard towards it in the physical aspect? How can you discern the people that you have around? How can you use your managerial skills? I know this is stereotype with Capricorns, but still, they tend to really do have this manager energy correct. Like they can look at the resources and figure out, okay, you should do this. Like they just manage resources well and delegate well. So when it comes to your discernment, maybe you've been giving too much energy or too much tasks to one person and or just few people and not seeing how it could be more expansive than that. How can you use your discernment to expand the vision? Like you have all of these ducks in a row, all these opportunities, all of these things available. How can you use them to your best ability to expand and to grow instead of keeping yourself in the same place by way of what you're comfortable with? You're resting on this branch because you're scared to make the next move, Capricorn. And the next move is only requiring your discernment. It's letting you know that you don't have to carry it all on your own. It's letting you know that it's okay to ask for help. You don't always have to be the one in charge. And the foundation that we have is perception. Perception is at the bottom. It's how you're viewing it. And even this, with the yin and yang coming through, it shows about the masculine and feminine energy. So how can you use your discernment to keep things in balance when it comes to that? But I just hear you're working too hard. You're working too hard. You're working too hard. How can you rest the muscles that you're using to make use of different muscles? Like I'm thinking of muscle memory, right? Your brain is probably so used to doing certain things a certain way because of how you perceived your life to be, when that's not always necessary, right? You have the ability to shift it by way of shifting your perception. The ball is in your court. The ball is in your hands. Discernment. I'm even going to read the message here for y'all because I'm seeing so many spirals and so many different possibilities and so many different ways that this thing could go for you. And part of it is reminding me of like an emotional blockage, but it's also something that you're building up to. You're building up to, but you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave yet. You're building up to it, but you don't want to leave yet. Yep. As spiritual, physical, and energetic beings, we often blur the lines between our energy, the energy of a situation, and the energy of another person. When we take on other people's energy and label it as our own, we start to judge. This lowers our energetic vibrations. We then get caught up in a seemingly never ending cycle of feeling bad, labeling, justifying, and appropriating what is not ours to claim, which speaks to me of this perception and why you may be scared to operate things in a different way because you're latching on to it being your energy when it could be the energy of the situation, it could be the energy of someone else. And what I'm really picking up on is that's the energy of someone else that's like keeping you down or keeping you tied to something. The lesson here is to be present, to not label, to not judge, and to let the energy you're feeling wash through you. Allow yourself to feel it so that you can heal it. If it hurts, good. And I'm saying that because when we don't feel something, when we bury it down, it really doesn't have the ability to change or to heal or to feel better. Sometimes it takes, uncovering it, pulling it out, letting it be exposed, and then we can tend to it. Then we can nurse it. But if we don't feel it, we can't nurse it. We won't even know that there's something wrong. So notice where in your body you feel the effects of the emotion. Does your heart open up? Does your belly hurt? Does your throat get tight? Your head can lie to you, but your body never does. Listen to the body. Yeah, because even with this perception coming up, it's about the way that you've been seeing as a foundation is about what you've been seeing. It's been in your mind and it's asking you to like ground yourself into your body so that you can really make your next move. Capricorn. And that's very interesting to come through in Scorpio season because it's a very transformational time. So things are bound to be different. Will you allow it, Capricorn? Will you allow it? Next, we have Aquarius, the water bearer. All right, let's go into Aquarius. What advice and different perspectives can we give to the Aquarius during this Scorpio new moon? I'm going to just do this one more time. Yeah. Okay. Aquarius, we have honoring your energy. Honoring your energy. What I'm picking up from this is like, you may not grow and you may not grow as fast as or in the same way as, you may not move at the same pace as everyone else, but you got to allow your energy to be different. Aquarius is like, they call it the weirdo, right? But in the most positive ways, they tend to think outside the box for the benefit of everyone else, for the benefit of humanity, for the benefit, like they have this expansive energy, right? But when it comes to honoring your own energy, sometimes you have to really honor that uniqueness and honor that weirdness and be okay with standing apart and be okay with the fact that people might be growing straight up, but you might be growing to the side real quick, just to swirl over here, just to, like, it's like, allow yourself to be what you are. You're literally the water bearer. And you may face some challenges with that strictly because you have this like tendency to not want to fit in, but at the same time wanting to fit in because you're thinking for the humanity and you fit into humanity at some point, right? You fit into humanity there. Sure, you fit into humanity there, wherever you are. And what's coming now is that we'll never be somewhere that we aren't supposed to be. This whole idea of supposed to, it's actually a very strange concept because what is it? Like should have, could have, would have, and even supposed to be are different realities that we put energy into when there's no need to put energy into that because all we have is the here and now. All we have is the present. And by honoring your energy, you honor your needs in the present. You honor what's happening right now. You honor what's happening right now. At the foundation of the card, we also have stripping illusions. So yeah, stripping illusions about how somebody told you your journey was supposed to be, Aquarius. Your journey is yours. Your way is yours. Your path is yours. So, of course, we're going to have family members, friends, different concepts, social media, all these different outside voices and outside opinions of how our life is supposed to be. Sometimes people look at the talents that you have and they be like, oh, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Here goes that's supposed to be coming in again. And they don't have any right, they don't have any power to tell you what to do or how it should be operating unless you give them that power. And by honoring your own energy, your own growth, your own path, you can step deeply into what you're supposed to be doing. You can deeply root yourself because even this plant is kind of swaying. It's not really deeply rooted into itself. And it wants you to act on your deeply rootedness and honor your own energy, Aquarius. Let yourself shine. Allow yourself to go into the depths and reach for the sun. Aquarius. Oh, I picked up the wrong card. But then I see that I accidentally picked up the wrong card and I looked at it and I saw. So it just makes me think about minding your own business too. Mind your own business. You don't got to look into what somebody else is doing in order to compare yourself to their journey. Honor your own. Honor your own. And that's where your fulfillment is. When you honor yourself. You got things just flying on out. Oh. That was sexual energy and truth. Wow, I have a whole nother video on these two topics exactly. And I go sign by sign, but that video is on my Patreon. So if you're interested, I have all of my links available in my description on YouTube. But in my Patreon, it is the perspective. So that was Aquarius. Let's go on to Pisces, the second water sign that we'll go through in this reading. Pisces. Oh. Ancient wisdom comes out, and we know that Pisces is the oldest sign, and they have a lot of psychic powers and a lot of wisdom when they listen to themselves but not listening to the illusions that they've created. I'll say that. Pisces, what perspective and advice can we give the Pisces right now? That's good. Pisces, we have emotional release. Let it go. Oh. Let it go. What can you release in this season? What can you allow to come up? What can you let sprout? Because even this looks like Everything needs water to grow, right? The reason that anything on this planet is here is because of water. So if you want to bring something into manifest, sometimes it looks like you got to cry about it. You have to release any old ideas that are holding you back from it manifesting in this life. And on the bottom, the foundation of it is perception. So how are you viewing your pain? How are you viewing your tears? How are you viewing the depth of what you're carrying right now? And I'm here to let you know that you can release it, right? You can release it. You don't have to carry it all by yourself. You do not have to carry it all by yourself, Pisces. You just don't. You really just don't. So who can you lean on? Do you trust yourself enough to lean on yourself? How long has it been since you've cried, since you've let it out? Because this new moon is asking you to allow yourself to bring it in, to feel worthy enough to bring it in, to go into your power, your intuitive power, to feel it all and let it come out. And to not judge yourself for the ways in which you release, to not even judge yourself for the ways in which you bring in. Because I can see that the way that you bring things into yourself, the way that you magnetize, the way that you pull, it looks different than what other people have told you or even what you have thought that it had to look like. Allow it to look different. Allow it to be different. It is all about your allowance. And with 37, right, coming up, I can add them up, do some numerology, and we talk about a cycle ending, right? 10 is the number of completion. So when it comes to you really completing and really letting this go, you have to really let it go because it's deeper than just crying, even though crying is a big part of it. It's deeper than just letting it come out, even though letting it come up is a big part of it. It's about how you are going to nurse yourself through it, how you're going to nurture yourself through this time period. And I'm going to read emotional release for the Pisces. I'm even looking at the colors that are coming through here. So it's like the confidence and intuition are coming up deep when it comes to the emotional release. Next one. We all want to be strong. As humans, we value strength and independence, but also as humans, we need the support of our family, our friends, and our tribe. But I say, who can you reach out to, right? Trying so hard to be strong, pushing down emotions such as fear, anger, betrayal, sadness, it only forces them to grow and become stronger. The bubbling up and release that eventually comes takes everyone involved by surprise and sometimes does harm in terms of hurt feelings and words that cannot be taken back. Get into the practice of voicing your feelings. Speak on it, let it out. Even if you're just acknowledging them to yourself. Journal, create, dance, find a way to safely release your emotions. And this is what I talked about. Call on the support. Bring it in. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Let it out and bring it in. What is that? The chicken noodle soup. Let it rain and clear it out. Pisces. Okay, now we have Aries. Aries. And it's interesting, as soon as I said Aries, I reached for my head and I scratched it because guess what? Aries rules the head. We're going into the Aries energy now for the advice and perspectives that we can tap into for Aries during this Scorpio New Moon. Aries, the fire thrower, the flame thrower. Spit it how you live it is what I just heard. Come on, let's go. Aries. Ancient wisdom comes through for the Aries. Ancient wisdom. I'm about to use some mosquito spray because I'm getting bit. So that also makes me think about who are you letting feed off of you right now, Aries? Who's coming through and potentially harvesting that energy of yours? Who's coming for blood right now? For me, it's mosquitoes. So excuse me while I handle that. But I love that that came through. Ancient wisdom. What are your ancient techniques of protection? What are your ancient techniques of protection? What do your DNA strands tell you about who you are? And then it's also letting me know that through this portal of this Scorpio new moon, there's going to be some downloads and some things coming through for you to activate some ancient DNA, to kind of move things, to move about in a different way. You got family everywhere. It's about you connecting to the land, connecting to the food, connecting to the people, connecting to the language, because we all have the ability to tap into everything, honestly. But it's asking you to use your ancient wisdom to tap into it, the God power that's in you, and even retreat. Retreat is at the foundation of this. So it's a call to go inner, to really go deeper into yourself, connect with your ancestors, connect with your loved ones, connect with God, whoever God is to you. Even I'll stop right there. And go in. Let your body tell you what's next. Let your body tell you what's next. Don't look outside yourself for what's next. Don't look to another person. Don't look to another book. Don't look inside your wallet. Look to you. Go deep within yourself and look to you and look to and listen. It just got so quiet. Aries, it's a call for you to listen. Someone is trying to contact you to speak to you. Go look at the stars, gaze at them, look at a leaf and look at all of its intricate patterns and see how that is a resemblance of everything that you are. There is ancient wisdom all around, and it's even a call for you to go out into nature. That is the most ancient wisdom that we have, right? Those are the most ancient ancestors that we have. The same thing that sparks the light and keeps everything going and keeps everything in creation, that's inside of us too. And so it just wants you to look at that. And I say don't look outside yourself. When you look at nature, you're looking in the mirror. So there's that. Yeah, there's a retreat coming. I want you to go inside yourself and pull it out. Extract the ancient information and go off of it. Take notes. Study yourself like you study the world. That's what just came through. Aries, study yourself like you study the world. Next up is Taurus. Earth maidens. That could be any earth sign, really. What's happening here? Some trickery. I'm just kidding. Taurus. Yeah, what is the energy and advice that we can give to Taurus right now during this Scorpio new moon, this scorpionic transformational time? Taurus. Feminine energy, Taurus. And at the foundation of this is psychic development. Hold on now. So with feminine energy and Taurus coming through, wow, and even my hair started to unwind. There's this unwinding that's coming. It wants you to tap into your sensuality, right? What are you creating right now? What's in the womb space? How have you been talking to your womb? How have you been connecting with other women? How have you been viewing your own femininity? Right? Are you in tune with your cycle? Are you looking at the moon? Are you listening to the moon? Do you feel the pulls and the tides? It wants you to go into that sacral energy, right? That's what I'm seeing through the card. What are you creating right now through your feminine energy? What are you creating right now through your feminine energy? And at the bottom of the deck, right? Like I said, we have psychic development as the foundation for this. So your intuition is speaking loudly to you. Your intuition is speaking loudly to you. And it's talking about the connection that we have with our mind, body, and spirit, even with the way her hands are up. And it's like protection too. Protection around what you're hearing, protection around what you're thinking, like attracting positive thoughts that you want in your creations. Being comfortable with the void, being comfortable with the darkness, being comfortable with your own darkness, right? And inviting in those psychic, intuitive partners. What? That's not what I meant to say. Inviting in that psychism and that intuitionism. Yes, I just made that up, but I'm having fun and this is my life, right? So the same thing is coming through with the feminine energy. This, you're having fun and this is your life. And what is the life that you're creating? What is the life that you're creating, Taurus? How have you been tapping into that sensuality to allow yourself to receive different information? Because we can receive information through everything, through our pores, through our noses, through our eyes, through there's everything. We are sensual beings. Analyze more with your body. Allow yourself to see in the dark. And this book, Mother Night by Clarissa Pinkola, is coming through also. Check out that book, Taurus, because it's all about seeing in the dark and trusting your feminine energy and developing all of that. Oh, and I'm getting chills right now. So yes, let's definitely tap into the sensuality. Let's definitely tap into seeing in the dark. Let's definitely trust our intuitive powers instead of trusting the people that are outside of ourselves. Trust what is in you. Trust within you. And that shall be reflected. Trust within you and that shall be reflected, Taurus. And I just love psychic development being at the bottom of this because the psychism, it comes from the body. It comes from the feminine intuition. Can I put my hair in another ponytail? I'm reaching for a rubber band so I can tie something together. So what can you tie together through what you have right now? What can you create from what you have right now? How can you beautify what you have right now, Taurus? And let me just gonna, you see how we just did that so nice and quick and easy, and I didn't even have to look at what I was doing. I just felt for it and I did it. Feel for it and do it based on your intuitive power. Feel for it and do it based on your intuitive power. That's the message. Taurus. Okay, so now we're going into Gemini. Those active minds, those creative minds, those, it's so interesting. Some of the best rappers that I know of are either Gemini or they have Gemini placements. They spit so well, just like Sagittarius. They also spit so well. Something about the way that they deliver the messages. So Gemini, let's go into some advice and some perspective for the Gemini during this Scorpio new moon. Spit it up. Cut the deck. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Gemini. We have reunion of souls, Gemini. Reunion of souls. This could even be you coming back to yourself. This could easily be you coming back to yourself, but it speaks to reuniting with I'm cutting that off. Soul contracts, right? This is about soul contracts. Before we came manifest into this life, we kind of had contracts based on who we would meet, how we would meet them, the lessons that they would teach us, and all of those type of things. And this is why I even talked about the relationship that you have with yourself, but even differently, you could be having a child on the way or a distant connection that's coming back from another lifetime, even something that you put away in childhood that you're coming back to now. It's like reunion of souls, two souls coming together to mesh, to teach, to learn, to experience. And it's all about you allowing that, but you have to trust it too. You have to trust what's coming through to you. You have to trust the connections. You have to trust it and trust that everything is based off of love, right? Even if it hurts, it was made off of love. And we have to find the lessons that are in, the things that hurt us, right? It may not seem as interesting to dive into as much as we love something, right? It will be different if we love something, then we want to go into the lesson from that. And sometimes the lessons that are harder to pull out are the ones that are from the things that hurt us and even the people that hurt us. But knowing that nobody comes into your life to hurt you, people come into your life to teach you things, and it's being open to the lessons and knowing that all of it is based off of love. At the bottom of the deck, the foundation of it is transformation. So this person, this situation, whatever is coming through, you signed up for it. Let's always remember that. And it's coming through for your highest and best good, to help you transform, to help you grow, to help you shed, to get out the cocoon, to go into the butterfly. All right, Gemini. So it's like, look to the universe, look to God, look to source. And that thing is looking at the same thing as you. It's all here because it's supposed to be. It's all here because it's supposed to be. Can you trust it? That's all I'm hearing. Can you trust it? Can you trust the reunion of souls? Can you trust it? Can you trust the coming back? Can you trust the lessons? Can you trust it, Gemini? That's what we have coming through. Cancer is next. This is the last water sign because we talked about Scorpio and Pisces, right? So Cancer is the third and final water sign that's going to be in this reading. And obviously, I forgot to mention, you can look at your sun, moon, and your rising when it comes to this. As always, your sun, moon, and your rising sign. Cancer, any advice and new perspectives that we can give to the Cancers right now during this Scorpio new moon, this beautiful lunation, this transformational lunation. You gotta have fun with it. Cancer, we have honoring your energy, just like we had with the Aquarius. And with this one, it's a little bit different this time. It's a little bit different this time. It's all about what do you need to do and what do you need to create and where do you need to go, and putting yourself first in all of those things, because Cancer energy has a tendency to be like the mother and to be self-sacrificing, right? And there's nothing wrong with those qualities, but we have to know when to bring it in and when to do for ourselves and when to act for ourselves, Cancer. So even with the sun shining bright, it's like a focus on allowing yourself to be in the middle of it, right? Instead of putting somebody else at the center or something else at the center, put you at the center of it and see how that allows you to grow. Put you at the center of it. Put you at the center of it. And on the bottom of this, we have Omen, right? Omen as the foundation. So you might have been seeing a lot of signs that you need to bring it in onto yourself. You might have been seeing a lot of signs and maybe neglecting to really view those signs because you're looking at the lens, you're looking at it through the lens of how it may help someone else, when the lens needs to be how it can help you, because the omens, the signs, the messages, they're coming through for you. They're coming through for you. So how can you honor your own energy? By putting yourself first in this time period. You make all these sacrifices for others. What can you sacrifice for yourself? Can you sacrifice that whole servitude energy right now and put all of that service into you, nurturing yourself, building your own home, focusing on your own home instead of trying to create nests and holes for everybody else or even fighting, right? There is no fight when you honor yourself. There's no fight when you honor your needs. If you're tired, go to sleep. If you don't want to go to work, don't go. It's like listen to the voices, listen to the urges, listen to the pushes, listen to God, right? When it comes to what you're hearing, because the signs, the messages, the omens, they're coming through for you. Honor it. Cancer. Inner journey even popped out with forgiveness. So yeah, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and trust the process. Forgive yourself and trust the process. Leo is next. Yes, yes. The lions and the lioness. What is some advice and some perspectives that we can give to Leo right now during this Scorpio new moon? Leo. Death coming through again. All right. The death card coming through for the Leos. And what I'm hearing right now is cutting off certain ideas about family, because they can be very, very connected to the family life, right? When it comes to love and how much they love and how much they're giving. And with Leos loving so loud and being such just big energy when it comes to the lovers, they be like what is it called? The life of the party. Where can you put that energy into yourself? And who do you need to cut off to feel more comfortable in how you give? Who needs to go so that you can feel comfortable being the loud lover that you are? Who needs to go so that you can feel comfortable giving all that you give and so it can be reciprocated and so that you can love it? Who needs to go? It's all these different realities and all these different it's just all these different realities and all these different concepts of what it looks like for you to continue life with those people. And it's like, you know what all of those realities look like because you've been given and given and given and given and given to these people. So what does it look like to step out of those realities and tap into yourself and allow yourself to transform and give life? We have growth coming through. You grow a lot. This is the foundation of this. The foundation of this death card is growth for you, Leo. You grow a lot when you cut off certain people. It's kind of just like plants, right? I have my plants right here. When plants have leaves that are turning yellow or turning brown, the plants are given a whole bunch of extra energy to feed those plants to feed those leaves that are browning or to feed those leaves that are yellowing. And sometimes what it needs is to cut it off so that the rest of the plant can grow and all of its energy can go to supporting that. Then we got another rubber band popping up here. I'm gonna start taking it as confirmation, okay? Like my brain is just sending out these signals and it's getting so strong. But surely enough, we know that it's like the weakest link. The weakest link drains the energy. The weakest link drains the energy. Who's the weakest link in your circle right now? What is the weakest idea that you have right now that you can kind of cut off and let go of so that you can let other things grow and blossom? What's the weakest link? Cut it off. Who's the weakest link? Cut them off. Let it go and allow yourself to grow, because it's hurting. I don't want to say it's hurting your growth because everything happens for a reason, right? There's always a lesson. But there's like, you can give all of your energy to things that are actually supporting your growth rather than giving your energy to things that you're just like giving more and more and more and more, hoping that you'll finally get something back. Cut that shit off. Oops. Cut it off. Leo, Leo, Leo. Okay, now we have Virgo. Virgo coming true. Virgo's like the mother. That's another earth maiden energy coming through. What advice can we give the Virgos right now? What are they going through? Advice and perspectives for the Virgos during this Scorpio new moon. Virgo. Forgiveness comes through for the Virgo. I hope you know, Virgo, that forgiveness is not always for other people. It's never for other people, actually. It's always for ourselves. It's always for you. Your forgiveness supports you. So you can forgive yourself for even allowing a situation or allowing a person to come through. Allow the unfolding, but it's only going to unfold in its natural, universal, loving way for the best of everyone if you forgive yourself for creating it, if you even forgive the other people. And a lot of the forgiveness, it becomes easier when you realize that nobody is actually here to hurt you. Nobody has the power to take anything away from you unless you give it to them, right? So if you think that you're holding on to the spite because it's protecting you, it's only hurting you. It's only blocking something within your own energy to stop you from receiving something else. So forgive. You got to forgive, Virgo. What is at the foundation of this teaching? Do you know how powerful it is? Do you know how powerful it is to allow yourself to be an example to someone else who may not even thought that what you did was possible? Allow yourself to be an example for someone who didn't even imagine that what you were about to do or that what you did or what they got to witness you do was even possible. Virgo, forgive, forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. I even watched a short today about a guy who forgave someone who unalived his son. And that is a deep forgiveness, right? But even that makes me think about the teaching that was available in that moment. Anybody in that courtroom, even a judge who may have been holding on to something for somebody else, they got to witness that man. They got to witness that man do one of the biggest acts of forgiveness ever. And I doubt that was easy for him, but imagine what he taught. Imagine the souls that were uplifted in that moment of his forgiveness. Imagine how he freed himself from that pain, from that hurt, from that resentment by way of forgiveness. Forgive. Forgive, 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 forgive. And I'm not saying it like it's easy because sometimes it's hard, right? Sometimes it's hard to forgive. And sometimes we feel like we're letting someone over when we forgive them, and we are not. That's not what's happening. What's happening is we are freeing ourselves from the resentment, from the spite, from the hatred, from whatever it is, from the violence. Forgive. And through that, you don't know what lessons are available, not only to you, but for others around you, because this life is not only about us, right? This life is not only about us. If that was true, then the trees wouldn't talk to each other. The birds wouldn't fly in formations that help support them getting further. Hey, I can keep going. But you know, the forgiveness. Forgiveness is it, Virgo. Allow yourself to forgive. It's very powerful, not only for you. Do your due diligence. Due diligence. All right. And last but not least, we have Libra. The air signs. They remind me of pretty little doves just flying around in the cutest little outfits. Yeah. Libra, what is some advice and perspectives that we can give to the Libra right now during this Scorpio new moon season? What is available for the Libras? Libra, we have divine timing. Trust in divine timing. Even with the triangle here, it makes me think about the Holy Trinity. And that's a very Christian perspective. Sometimes I really got to pull myself out of that. But that's what came through, right? Allow all the aspects to exist, because even when we talk about Holy Trinity, it makes me even think about me, myself, and I, mind, body, and spirit, and allowing everything to connect. But in that knowing, you have to know that the Kanye lyric is coming through, that God's time can't fit on a wrist, right? You can't be looking at the clock right here, looking at the clocks out there, looking at everything out there when we know that everything happens in divine timing, right? The farmers are not sitting there watching their seeds like, okay, now. No, Libra, put it down, walk away from it. Find other ways to keep yourself occupied while you're waiting for it to manifest. Find other ways of keeping yourself occupied while you're waiting for it to manifest. You may even be trying to manifest a partner right now, or even just a different relationship with your partner or someone around you, right? Allow divine timing to come through, because it may even show you that what you're asking for is not truly what you want, right? We have to allow ourselves to see with a different eye. What eye are you viewing this through? Because it's calling for your patience. What we have underneath here for the foundation of it is changes. So there are a lot of changes at bay. There are a lot of things shifting for you, and it may feel a little uncomfortable, and it may cause you to want to look at things and be like, okay, it's going to happen now. Is it going to happen now? Is it going to happen now? A lot of changes to change, a lot of shifts to shift, and trust the whole way through. Trust knowing that you are being supported. Trust that you are the universe's baby, and babies get taken care of. You are the universe's baby forever, and you will always be taken care of. Allow it to grow, allow it to manifest, allow the vision to come through. Allow the vision to come through is what's strongest right now. Allow the vision to come through, and sometimes those visions come through in the darkness. Sometimes those visions come through when we're alone. Sometimes we have to listen to our intuition to allow them visions to come through, right? It's not asking you to do something physical to make it manifest. It's asking you to wait a little bit. Allow the changes to shift. Allow everything to come back into play, right? We don't I just got a visual of something like hopping, something hopping around and just like trying to land on anything that's going to help it stay afloat. When it is divinely ordered to you, you don't gotta hop around, you don't gotta guess to nothing. You can step right on over, and then even without seeing anything under that step, you'll know that you'll be supported. So it's calling for your divine waiting, because it's happening in divine timing. These changes are happening for you, with you, and through you. Libra. That was yummy. Wow, I might have to do that more often, only using the oracle. And for the people that's watching, right? Did any of that resonate with you? Have you been listening through all the signs? And if that's the case, what resonated most? What came through for you? What made the most sense? What was the most helpful? I love how there were certain things in the environment that were happening that were actually in tandem, in tune, in flow with what I was reading on the cards. It's like everything speaks, everything is connected, everything knows. And this Scorpio energy, it's just calling into the depths. But they say the veil is thin. The veil doesn't exist at this point. Excuse me. hmm The birds were giving me confirmation. Yeah, what I'm feeling right now, I'm feeling something here, almost like my shoulders are being relaxed, right? Like, you can relax, calm on down. Thank you for your service. It's divine. It's so divine. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you want to catch some more of me, I have a lot of different videos on my channel actually for you to learn from. You can follow me on Instagram. I took a little break, but I'll be back very, very soon. It's just TP on Instagram, as well as the Perspective Dealer on Instagram. Like I said, there are my videos here. And then I have a Patreon where you'll get more exclusive content, deeper readings, and this is where this video will be saved on my Patreon. So there's that. Yeah, and I'll just also share different things about my journey and different things that I grow through and different things that I learn. You get like a more behind the scenes content of what my actual journey is and the things that I am growing through and how I perceive them, because it's, for me, all about perspective, all about self discovery, and all about love. And all about love. If you're interested in personal readings, you can book a personal reading with me on theperspectivedealer.com. But like I said, all of my links are available on YouTube, and I'm excited. I'm excited to work with you if that is what you feel called to do. Peace and